Dead as a doornail, there is no doubt whatever about that.
Mind, I don't know much is dead about a doornail. I myself consider a coffin nail the deadest piece of ironmongery in the trade.
But the wisdom of our ancestors is in the simile, and I shall not disturb it, or the country's done for.
Permit me to repeat emphatically that Marley was as dead as a doornail.
This must be distinctly understood, or nothing wonderful can come of the story we are going to relate.
Now, Jacob Marley was the co-owner of the counting house. His old business partner was one Ebenezer Scrooge.
Humbug!
Oh, but he was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, Scrooge. A squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner.
As sharp as flint and hard as iron, from which no friendly has ever forged, and as solitary as an oyster.
No wind that blew was more bitter than he. No falling snow was more intent upon his purpose. No pelting rain less open to entreaty.
What did Scrooge care? What he liked best was warding all human sympathy to keep its distance. The cold within him froze his old features, and he always carried about with him his own icy temperature. And he didn't thaw 1 degree at Christmas.
Ah, Christmas! That is when our story begins. Once upon a time, of all the good days in a year, on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house. The door to Scrooge's counting house was open, so that he might keep an eye on his clerk, Bob Cratchit, who in a dismal little cell was copying letters.
Mr. Cratchit!
Yes, here, sir.
Bob was a simple man, but kind-hearted.
Good day, sir. Might we have some more coal for the fire? The fog's quite thick today, and it's awfully cold out.
Is it?
Scrooge had but one relative in all the world, his nephew, Fred.
Merry Christmas, Uncle! God save you!
Humbug!
Christmas? A humbug? You don't mean that, I'm sure.
Oh, I do. Merry Christmas. What right do you have to be merry? You're poor enough.
Oh, come then. What right have you to be dismal? You're rich enough. Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in such a world as this? Merry Christmas. What's Christmas to you but a time for paying bills without money? Or a time for finding yourself a year older but not an hour richer? If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on their lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stick of holly through his heart.
Uncle!
Nephew! Keep Christmas in your own way, let me keep it in mine.
Christmas is a good, kind, forgiving, charitable time. The only time I know of in the long calendar of the year when men and women seem by one consent to open their shutter pots freely and to think of people below them as if they were really fellow passengers on the way to the grave and not some other race of creatures bound on other journeys. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good and will do me good, and I say, God bless it.
Counting miraculously to itself this time of the year, Mr. Cratchit.
No, sir.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us, my wife and I, tomorrow.
Why ever did you get married?
Why? Because I fell in love, of course.
Because you fell in love. The only thing more ridiculous than Merry Christmas. Good afternoon.
I want nothing from you. We have never quarreled. Why cannot we be friends?
Good afternoon.
Sorry, with all my heart to find you so resolute. But I will keep my Christmas humor to the last. A Merry Christmas, Uncle, and a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
My best of news.
Thank you.
As Bob saw Fred out, he made the unfortunate mistake in letting in 2 well-meaning charity workers who were collecting donations for the poor, as was customary at Christmas time. Good evening, sir. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mrs. Scrooge and Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years. He died 7 years ago, It's very nice.
Our condolences. At this festive season of year, Mr. Scrooge, it is desirable that we should make some provision for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at this present time. Many thousands are in want of common necessities.
Are there no prisons? And the workhouses, are they still in operation?
There are plenty of those, sir. I wish I could say there were not.
I was afraid from what you said at first that something had stopped them in their useful course. I'm glad to hear it.
Well, a few of us are raising a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink, in means of want. We choose this time because it is a time of all others when want is keenly felt, and abundance rejoices. What shall we put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to be anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. Since that is what you asked me, that is my answer. I don't make myself merry at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help support the establishments I mentioned. They cost enough. And those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there, sir, and many would rather die.
Well, if they would rather die, then we had better do it and decrease the surplus population. Good afternoon!
Merry Christmas!
I clerk at 15 shillings a week in a family talking of Christmas. I've retired to Bedlam. You'd want all day tomorrow, I suppose.
If quite convenient,
It's
sir.
not convenient. If I was to stop half a crown for it, you will think yourself ill-used. I'll be bound. And yet, you don't think me ill-used when I pay a day's wages without no work.
It's only once a year, Mr. Scrooge.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have the full day. Be here only earlier the next morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Here we come a-wassailing among the leaves of green, and here we come a-wandering so fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you your wassail too, and God bless you and send you a happy Scrooge lived in a gloomy set of chambers that once belonged to his deceased partner. The yard was so dark. The fog and frost clung to the old house in a mournful meditation on the threshold. There was nothing very particular about the knocker on the door. So tell me, if you can, how it happened that Scrooge saw in the knocker not a knocker at all, but the face of Jacob Marley.
To say that he was not startled would be untrue. His suite was large and empty, and only lit by his candle. Darkness is cheap, and Scrooge liked it that. But, with the remembrance of the face, Scrooge walked around to see all was as they should be. Quite satisfied, he closed his door and double-locked himself in, which was not his custom. Then he sat down to a small fire in the grate, his simple dinner waiting. There was a bell high on the wall, dusty with disuse, that started to ring. It rang quicker and louder, and then it stopped.
What do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who are you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Long.
Jacob? Can you sit down?
I can.
Do it then.
You don't believe it.
I don't.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because the slightest thing can affect them. You may be an undigested bit of beef, a block of cheese, a fragment of underdone potato. There's more of a gravy than of a grave about you, whatever you are. Mercy! Why do spirits walk the earth? And why do they come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk among his fellow men. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is doomed to wander the earth and witness what it cannot share, but might have shared on earth. Oh, woe is me!
Why, you are fettered.
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard. Why is it so strange to you when you bear such a coil yourself? It was as full and heavy and as long as this. 7 Christmas Eves ago, you've added to it since.
I have forged the weight as this. Speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none to give. Oh, captive, bound, double iron, I cannot rest. I cannot linger anywhere. In life, I never roved beyond our counting house. I did not know that there was no space of regret to make amends for one's life's opportunities misused. And so even now, weary journeys lie before me.
But you're always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business! Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence were all my business. Hear me. My time is nearly gone. I have come tonight to warn you that you have yet a chance and hope of escaping my fate, Ebenezer.
Escape?
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
I think I'd rather not.
Expect the first tomorrow when the bell tolls 1.
Oh, can't I take them all at once and get it over with, Jacob?
For your own sake, Ebenezer, you remember what has passed between us.
Humbug!
As Scrooge was left alone in the dark, he thought it must all be a dream, but he could not get Marley's words out of his head. No one quite knows how long he had been asleep when...
1/4 past. 1/4 till.
1 o'clock. Nothing. Are you the spirit who was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past. Your past.
What business have you here?
Your welfare.
An eye from broken sleep would aid my
A
welfare.
reclamation then. Come, rise. Take heed.
Where?
We shall go forth.
Out? In this weather, this time of night? Oh, I think I'll not sacrifice to come to my chair.
Come, but take my hand, and this night is not the night we shall see.
Oh, good heavens! I was a boy here.
You recollect this way.
Remember it? I could walk here blindfolded.
Scrooge found himself in the country where he was conscious of 1,000 odors floating in the air, each one connected to 1,000 thoughts and hopes and joys and cares, long, long forgotten.
These are the ghosts of things that have been, Ebenezer.
Why, I know these not. We attended school together.
'Tis Christmas holiday, yet the school is not quite deserted. A lone child, neglected by his friends, is left there. Still.
Christmas. What good has Christmas ever done for me? Oh, I saw Ali Baba. Oh, and the Sultan's groom, turned upside down by the genie he was. Oh, I'm glad of it. What business had he marrying that princess anyway? Oh, boy. I wish...
What is it?
Nothing. There was just singing outside my door last night. I should like to have given him something.
Come, let us see another Christmas.
Ah, what do we have here, Ebenezer? Give that back. Ah, come and get it then.
Leave him alone!
Fair.
Ebenezer, I've come to take you home, dear brother. Home. Home for good forever and ever. Father is so much kinder than he used to be. He spoke to me so gently one night that I was not afraid to ask if you might come home, and he said yes. He said that you should. We're to be together for Christmas all Christmas long and have the merriest time in all the world.
Home?
Yes!
Oh, such a delicate creature, yet had a large heart.
So she did. It's all found.
She died. Had children, I think.
One child.
True. Your nephew Fred. Here is another Christmas, several years later. Do you know this place?
Know it? Why, it's old Fezziwig's. But I was an apprentice here. Oh, Fezziwig, alive again!
Yo ho, Ebenezer, my boy. No more work tonight. It's Christmas Eve. Let's celebrate!
Merry Christmas!
Oh, Merry Christmas! Everyone, let's dance!
Dancing with Ebenezer.
Well, I'd almost forgot it's been so long.
Not so long. Such a small matter, Fezziwig making these people so full of gratitude.
Small?
Is it not? He spent but a few pounds of your mortal money. Is that so deserving of this praise?
It's not that, Spirit. He had the power to render us happy or unhappy. The happiness he gave is quite as great if it had cost a fortune.
What's the matter?
Nothing. I just wish I could say a word or two to my clerk just now, that's all.
It matters little, Ebenezer. The golden idol has displaced me. And if it can cheer and comfort you in days to come, as I have tried to, I have no just cause to grieve.
It's the dealing of the world, Belle. There is nothing on which it is so hard as poverty.
Not this Christmas, Spirit.
You fear the world too much. All of your hopes have merged into the hope of being beyond reproach. I've seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one until master passion gain and grow. engrosses you.
What of it? What if I have grown so much wiser? I am not changed towards you.
Are you not? Our engagement is an old one now. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so. You are changed. When you first asked, you were another man.
I was a boy then.
Boy, which I loved. That which promised happiness when we were one in heart is fraught with misery now that we are two instead of one. How often I have thought this, I cannot say. I can release you from your promise.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no, but in an altered spirit. In everything that made my love of any worth or value in your sight. If you were free today, can I really believe that you would seek me out and try to win me now?
You think not?
I would gladly believe otherwise if I could. But can I believe that you would choose a dowerless girl? You who weigh everything by gain. Do I not know your regret would surely follow?
Have I ever asked you for anything?
Perhaps therein, that's the change. You seek to gain everything and yet will accept nothing. Not even a love which is freely given. Now, release you from your promise. With a full heart. For the love of a man you once were. May you be happy in the life you have chosen, Ebenezer.
Show me no more. Conduct me home!
One shadow more. The woman you have known is young no longer, yet her joy has only increased. This Christmas, she is surrounded by love. Her husband, Porter.
In the house full of children and grandchildren, no one's laughter can subside. And the greatest pity is for the soul who chooses to be left alone on such a day as Christmas.
Why do you delight to torture me? Show me no more. Conduct me home now!
Expect the second ghost when the bell strikes 2.
Know me better, man. You look as if you have never seen like me before.
I'm afraid I have not.
I've never walked forth with my older brothers, born in these later years. Why, there are more than 1,800 born before me.
A tremendous family to provide for.
Indeed not. For we ask for nothing but a grateful heart that is willing to accept the joys of the day.
Spirit, conduct me where you will. I went forth last night in compulsion. Now let me profit by what you have to teach me.
Touch my robe.
Perhaps it was the Spirit's own kind, generous nature, or his sympathy for all poor men, that led him straight to Scrooge's clerk's house. For there he went, and took Scrooge with him.
Whose dwelling is this, then?
Why, you do not know. Why, this is the house of Bob Cratchit and his family.
Imagine that. Bob pockets but 15 bob a week, and yet the ghost of Christmas present blesses his little 4-room house. Martha, there you are, my dear. Oh, how late you are. Come on in, have a seat. Warm yourself.
Mother! I'm
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Why? Where's our master?
Not coming, I'm afraid.
Not coming on Christmas Day?
Here I am, Father. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
How was Tim today?
Oh, as good as gold and better. He gets kinder the more he sits by himself and thinks the strangest things you've ever heard. He told me coming home from church, they hope people saw him so it might be pleasant to them, might remind them upon Christmas Day who made the blind people see and the lame beggars walk. Oh, there was never such a goose, my dear.
Indeed, there wasn't. For goose may be considered a normal occurrence at richer households. But here, it was as rare and exotic as a black swan upon the table. And you could hardly find a pudding more meager than theirs, but any Cratchit would blush to hint of such a thing. So, no matter the amount, there was always enough to go around, and all the more gratitude.
Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the chimney corner, and a crutch by an owner carefully preserved. If these shadows remain, the child will die.
No, Spirit, tell me he'll be spared.
What then? If he be like to die, he better do it, and decrease the surplus population. Will you decide what man shall live, what man shall die? How can you, unless you know who and where that surplus is? It might be in the spirit of heaven. You are less fit to live than millions like this poor child.
To Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast on.
My dear, the children, Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day, to toast to the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Robert. No one knows it better than you.
My dear, Christmas Day.
I'll toast to his health for your sake and for the day's, but not for his. A long life to him. I hope he'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
You're here. Shall we go on our Christmas walk?
Yes.
Santa walks with clouds of holly. Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Don Miguel our gay apparel. Fa la 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 la. Stroll the ancient roadside carol. Fa la 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 la.
Spirit, how can they give on such a meager wage as this? They seem as though they are but away from the streets themselves.
What you say is true. They give abundantly for what they have, but they're able to give much because they have received much.
Merry Christmas to us all. God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Come, Ebenezer. Do you recognize this place? Look. There.
Why, it's my nephew's Fred's house.
He said that Christmas was a humbug. As I did, and he believed it too. He's a comical old fellow, that's the truth. But his choices have their own consequences, and I have nothing to say against him.
I'm sure he's very rich, Fred. At least that's what you always tell me.
And what of that, Eleanor? His wealth is to no use to him. He doesn't do any good with it. He doesn't use it to make himself comfortable, and he hasn't the satisfaction, of thinking he's ever going to make us comfortable with it.
I have no patience with him.
Oh, I have. I feel sorry for him. Who suffers by his ill wills? Himself, always. I should like to think that the consequence to his taking a disliking to us and not making merry with us is that he loses on some pleasant moments. that could do him no harm. I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not, for I pity him. He may rail at Christmas to the day he dies, but if he finds me going there, year after year, in good humor, if only to encourage him to leave his poor clerk be, that's something.
Yeah.
Soon the festivities evolved into playing, for it is good to be children sometimes, and never better than at Christmas.
Shall we-
My founder was a child himself.
Shall we play blind man's bluff?
Yes, we shall.
So put it this way.
Come, Ebenezer.
The Spirit. Oh, by just one game or just half an hour more.
How about yes and no?
Why don't you go first, my dear?
No, all right, if you insist.
Is it an object?
No.
This is an animal.
Indeed.
Can it be found in a cage at the menagerie?
Never.
Is it a disagreeable and savage creature?
Yes, quite.
Oh, a cat!
A rat. Is it a pig?
No.
Can it be found in the streets of London?
Where else?
A rat then.
Is it a rat?
You'll never get it.
Oh dear. Believe I know what it is. A disagreeable creature on the streets of London. My Uncle Scrooge.
Spot on. And a Merry Christmas to the old fellow, whatever he is.
It had only been a night. Scrooge had his doubts about this, but behold, the spirit was aging before him.
My life upon this globe is very brief. It ends tonight at a stroke of 12.
Tonight? Is the Spirit's life so short?
Hark! The time is drawing near.
What do I see there, Spirit?
Look. Here. Down here!
Scrooge searched for some compliment for the children, but all words choked themselves because nothing was pleasant to be found.
Are they yours?
They are mankind. They cling to me for hope. This boy is ignorant. This girl is want. Beware them both, and all their degree, for which written on their brow, I see which is doomed, unless the right be erased.
Have they no refuge or resource?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
Oh, Spirit, please. Wait, Spirit. Am I in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come? You are about to show me shadows of the things that have not happened, but that will happen in the time before us. Is that so, Spirit? Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any spectre. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, I will do it with a thankful heart. Will you not speak to me, Spirit? Lead on. Lead on, Spirit. Time is waning, I know. Just lead on.
I haven't heard much about it. All I know is dead.
When did it happen?
Last night, I believe.
Huh, I thought he would never die. So what's he done with his money?
I don't know. Left it to his company, perhaps? He hasn't left it to me, that's all I know.
Well, it's likely to be a very cheap funeral. But upon my life, I don't know anybody to go to. Suppose we make a party and call it quits.
I don't mind going if lunch is provided.
Scrooge was at first surprised that the spirit should attach importance to conversations so trivial, but he knew that he must make sense of it. But he could not fathom who they could be referring to.
Here's a chance, old Joe. All three of us met here without meaning it.
We couldn't have met in a better place. What odds then? What odds, Miss Dill? Every person deserves to take care of themselves. He always did.
That's true. No man will so.
I don't stand there staring as if you're afraid. Who's the wiser? Who's the worse for loss of few items like these? Not a dead man, I suppose.
No, indeed.
And if he wanted to keep him after he was dead, that wicked old coot, why wasn't he pleasant during his lifetime? If he had been, he'd have somebody watch after him when death struck him, instead of lying there gasping all by himself.
Truer words were never spoke.
Oh, if I could have laid my hands on anything else. Open my bundle, Joe, and let me know the value of it. I'm not afraid for her to see it. We all know what we were going for. It's no sin, I believe. Open my bundle.
Miss Dill. Sheets, towel, a little pair. The silver teaspoons. A pair of boots. I give too much to ladies. It's a weakness of mine. That's how I rule myself. And don't ask another penny, or I will repent for being too liberal and knock off half a crown.
Now into my bundle, Joe.
What do you call these? Bed curtains?
Bed curtains.
You mean to tell me you took him while he was lying there, rings and all?
I did, why not?
You were born to make your fortune, sir. And his blankets?
He isn't likely to take too cold without him, I dare say.
Hope he and I anything catching now.
No, don't be too afraid of that. I ain't so fond of his company that I loiter for such things. Look at that set of eyes, and you won't find a hole in it, and they'd have wasted it hadn't been for me.
What do you call wasting it?
Letting it to be buried in, to be sure. Somebody was a fool enough to do it. Well, I took it off him again. Calico ain't good enough for such a purpose. It ain't good enough for nothing.
Yeah, this is the end of it, you see. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive, to profit us when he was dead.
Spirit, in case this unhappy man might be my own, for my life tends that way now. Merciful heaven, what is this?
O cold, rigid, dreadful death, set up thine altar here, and dress it with such terrors as thou hast at thy command, for this is thy dominion. But of the loved, honored, and revered head thou canst not turn one hair to thy own purposes. For thy hand was open, generous, and true, the heart brave, warm, and tender.
Spirit,
is a fearful place. And in leaving it, I shall not leave its lesson. Trust me, let us go.
I understand you.
I would do it if I could, but I have not the power, Spirit. I have not the power. There is any emotion caused by the death of this man, show that person to me, Spirit, I beseech you.
There is hope yet, Caroline.
If human life there is, nothing has passed over such a miracle has happened.
He's past relent. He is dead.
Thank heaven! Oh, Lord, forgive me. Do you know where can be transferred?
I do not know. But we need to be ready with the money. And if we were not, it would be a bad fortune to find so merciless a creditor and successor. May we sleep with light hearts, my love.
Please, let me see some tenderness connected with the death of this man. Or that dark chamber which we left just now will forever be in my mind. No, not Tiny Tim.
Candlelight makes my eyes weak, but I can't show weak eyes to your father for the world. It must be near his time.
Past. I think he's walked a little slower these past few evenings.
Oh, there he is now. You went today then, Robert?
Yes.
Oh. I wish you could have seen it. It would have done you good to see how green a place it is. Oh, but you'll visit on. I promised him that we'd visit on a Sunday. Oh, Tiny Tim. My Tiny Tim. I saw Mr. Scrooge's nephew on the street today, and he's extraordinarily kind. He noticed me being down and inquired,
Why, Bob, what has happened?
and I told him. A man I've scarcely talked to, and he said that he was...
Heartily sorry for it. And for your good wife, Mr. Cratchit, my deepest condolences.
And I don't know how he even knew.
Knew what, my dear?
Why, what a wonderful wife you are.
Everyone knows that.
Well said. He gave me his card and said,
Please, don't hesitate to visit me. If there's anything I could do for you or your family.
it's as if he knew our Tiny Tim in his own kind way.
I'm sure he is a good soul. Perhaps he can find a position for our Martha.
Oh,
It's as likely as not. However, and whenever we part from one another, I am sure that none of us shall forget poor tiny Tim in this first parting that was amongst us.
No, never, Father.
I know. That we shall remember how kind and gentle he was. Even though he was just a little child.
Yes.
And we shall not quarrel easily amongst ourselves in forgetting him in doing so.
No, never.
No.
Spirit, something tells me that our parting is at hand. But tell me who that was that Green saw dead. Where's my place of occupation? I see yonder. Let me behold what I shall be in days to come. Graveyard. Before I draw closer to that gravestone which you point at, answer me one thing. Are these the shadows of things that will be? Or maybe only? Say it thus of what you show me. Here lies Ebenezer Scrooge. No! No! Am I the man to lay upon that bed? No! Spirit, no! I am not the man I was. I would not be the man that needs to descend. Why show me this if I am past all hope? I will honor Christmas in my heart and all year round. I will live in the past, the present, and the future, and I will not shut out the lessons that I have been told. But please tell me you will sponge away the writings on that stone!
What can I give? Poor as I am. If I were a shepherd, I would give a lamb. If I were a wise man, I would do my part. But what can I give him? Give him my heart. Give him my heart.
Could this yet be another vision?
No, for the bedpost was his own. The room was his own.
And best of all, the time before him was his own to make amends.
Oh, heaven! Jacob Marley. Oh, and the Christmas time be praised for this. I say it on my knees, oh Jacob, on my knees! Woo! The bed curtains! They're not torn down! Oh, they are here! I am here! Oh, James among us. Hey, what's today?
What?
I said, what's today, little miss?
Why, it's Christmas Day.
It's Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. Oh, the spirits have done it all in one night.
Of course they can. Do you know the poulterers of the next street?
Yes?
Do you know whether or not they're still hanging up the prize turkey?
What, the one as big as me?
Yes, my girl.
Well, it's hanging in there now.
Go and buy it.
What?
I am in earnest. Go and buy it and come back with the man and I'll give you a shilling. Come back with the man in less than 5 minutes and I'll give you £0.50. Hey. I shall give it to Bob Cratchit. He shall know what to do with it. He's twice the size of Tiny Tim. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as a schoolboy. A Merry Christmas to everyone!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. Oh, Merry Christmas, my boy. Love it. Oh, Merry Christmas to you. How are you? Beautiful as ever, my boy. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, sir. I hope you succeeded yesterday.
Mr. Scrooge.
Yes, that is my name. And will you have the goodness to put me down for?
Oh, Mr. Scrooge, you can't be serious.
And not a farthing less. There's a great many back payments in it, I assure you.
Oh no, to say to such a magnificent...
Please, say nothing. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Well, I know it must be quite a shock to see me, but I've come here to tell you.
Merry Christmas, Ebenezer.
Merry Christmas, Belle. I've such a story to tell you.
But you had to join us for dinner.
I'm afraid I have a previous engagement, but perhaps tomorrow?
All right, then.
Uncle?
Nephew, I've come to dinner.
Dearest, look who's come to Christmas!
Scrooge was at once as welcome as if he had never missed a Christmas dinner. Scrooge played as though he never had, not even as a child.
The next day, Scrooge was eagerly awaiting Bob in his counting house. He rather hoped Bob would be late, and late Bob was.
What do you mean by coming here this time of day?
I am so very sorry. I'm very behind on my time.
Oh, yes, I think you are.
It's only once a year, Mrs. Scrooge, and we were making rather merry yesterday. We had a rather surprising day.
Well, I am not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer. And therefore, I'm about to raise your salary. A Merry Christmas to you, Bob Cratchit. A very, 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 very Christmas. I will raise your salary, and I will assist your family. And this afternoon, we will discuss your affairs over a Christmas mulled wine. A Merry Christmas to you, Bob Cratchit.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the world knew.
And it was always said of him that Scrooge knew how to keep the Christmas spirit alive.
any man alive possessed that knowledge.
And may that be said of us, and of all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us.
everyone!